Welcome to the um, Unitarian Universalist Church of Reading's weekly meditation with Andy Furst. Um, this week um, is week, insert some unusually large number of weeks in which we have been blessed with the coronavirus pandemic, and we are making do in a new world in which we are discovering new ways of being with ourselves, being with others. Um, some of it has been incredibly frustrating. Some of it has uh, been an opportunity for exploration. Some of it, all of it, has been a challenge to us each to be more responsive to um, the world and how to adapt to it. Um, and I think this is something that Buddhism speaks to very well. Any religion, in fact, um, needs to speak to um, the reality of change um, if it is to offer its believers or its adherents anything of value to live a meaningful, authentic, real, happy um, life. Any one of those things, or whatever else might be the objective of that religion. Buddhism, for me, speaks very, very directly to this uh, very personal relationship with the world, very personal relationship to change, um, because it begins with ourselves and it works its way towards the divine. Um, and so this approach is good for simple-minded, linear people like myself, uh, who uh, need to be handheld and walked to what is holy, um, and perhaps handheld or maybe dragged kicking and screaming, um, depending on how you look at it. So this change that we're going through um, is, truthfully, in many ways, very radical. But it's also probably important to recognize that it's really no different from any other day in any other life, and that change is a constant. Um, and change has an impact on us. Or perhaps a better way to state that is that we are changed by the way we respond to change. I'll start meditating soon, I promise. But one last point that I want to sort of hold out there. I've been listening to some television programs and podcasts by an artist who, up until just a few days ago, I'd never heard of. His name is Olafur Eliasson. Um, email me later if you want information about him. He's an installation artist. He's done some very, very sort of global works that are um, very, very compelling. But he, um, in one of his talks, brought out this point that if you want to change the world, uh, we have to change the way we see the world. And this is sort of a basic, sort of conceptual understanding of how artists work. Um, and he takes it a little step further, which I think is what makes him so compelling, is that um, it's not only that we change how we see the world, but that it's how that change uh, informs how we act in the world, which I think is where change can be healthy. It can produce contentment, happiness. It can produce peace, positive change, progress, stability, and all of these things. This is, very much aligns with how I interpret Buddhism. So let's begin meditating for a few moments on our breath, just to come into the body. Just some full deep body breaths. Just feel the movement of the body, the rise and fall of the chest. The movement of energy throughout the body as each inhale fills the body with energy and nutrients and sort of activation. And let's incorporate some of that movement. If you're sitting, bring the hands out to the side on the inhale, rising up over the head, and then coming down the center line in the exhale. Inhaling, arms rising up above, exhaling, coming down the center line. And notice the energy flow, or how your attention moves through your body as you bring the hands outwards and up. Feel an openness to receive, and on the exhale, feel the release out into the universe, and the exhale. And then settle back down after a few repetitions. And we'll bring some movement into just the neck momentarily. On an exhale, move the chin to the right. On the inhale, return to the center, and then turn the chin to the left on the exhale. And then follow the breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. And one more time, right, and then to left. And then come back to center and hold. From here, bring the shoulders on the inhale up, and on the exhale forward and down. On the inhale backwards and up, and the exhale forward and down. And just repeat 3 or 4 times. And then reverse direction on the inhale forward and up, on the exhale backward and down. And then from here, if you're in a sitting position, you can sort of bring yourself sitting up on your sit bones and allow your spine to sort of come into its natural curvature so that it rests vertebrae on top of vertebrae. And we're going to twist on the exhale very slowly, first to the left. So on an inhale, then exhale, rotate only as far as the body will allow to the left. And then exhale, breathe naturally, but follow the exhale and inhale so that you arrive at the twist on the end of an exhale. Maybe take a breath while you're here in the twist, and then on the exhale, release back. Exhale, inhale, fill the body, feel a little bit more, ever so slightly more stretch or expansion, and then back and forth. And then back to center. And then just pause and let your awareness sort of flow throughout the body and take inventory. Notice the slight activation of the body, a little bit more awakeness is dispersing energy, uh, vibrance, maybe even a smile, maybe a little lift in the heart. And after you've taken inventory of the changes in your body, let's go back into thinking mind for just a moment and speak to um, the change and how we react to it. And so for me, these little stretches and movements um, sort of help me find uh, the relaxation in the body that's necessary. It's a little bit rejuvenating. And so my response to this change, this movement, is very, appreciative, grateful. I notice that it just takes a little bit of movement to, rejuvenate myself and bring a little bit of peace. But if I perhaps look back in time and remember young teenage Andy, um, and if I treated these movements as, I'm going to say the word exercise, um, perhaps my inclination and my experience of these movements might have been different. It's like, I could just hear me say, why are we doing this? I mean, and what good is this? And so if perhaps you have an inner, child or adult who gets cranky at the sound of the word exercise or something like that, contrast the the view from Olafur Eliasson that says, if you want to change the world, we have to change the way we see the world. And the difference between the world in which I am happy when I do movement and a world in which I am ornery at the thought of doing exercise. What changed? And how does it inform how we might change the world to be a better place? Now let's return to our breath and return to the great experiment of meditation, which is the observation of self, whatever that is. And so bring your awareness to your breath. Bring awareness to change in the body, in the breath, and the mind. Allow the body, the breath, and the mind to settle more and more into tranquility, into a state of peacefulness, to a state of non-judgmental awareness of the world around and the world within. For the body, perhaps start with the crown of the head and feel or imagine the scalp on your head relaxing ever so slightly. And with that, your forehead and your temples and your jaw, slowly relinquishing any tension, letting the muscles kind of hang off the bone. With each breath, inhale, bring in the ease and attention that's necessary for the body. And on the exhale, breathe out the tension and the dis-ease that the body has held. And with each inhale, bring in a sense of gratitude for the gifts of this world. And on the exhale, move to a new part of the body, sinking lower, maybe to the roof of the mouth and the tongue, and let those parts of the body find ease and release tension. Let the eyeballs rest in their sockets. Let the back of the neck and the throat find a gentle state of um, openness, resting gently on the spine. And continue this flow downward to the shoulders, to the upper back. Feel that ease and relaxation gently float down the upper arms and into the torso. Let it that relaxation settle down to the kidneys and the solar plexus. And to the stomach and the lower back, on down to the tailbone, and to the thighs. Let the back of the knees become open and responsive. At the same time, let the elbows and the forearms relax, the calves and the ankles and the wrists. Find a little openness. The palms of the hands and the soles of the feet. And the toes and the fingers. All just letting go of any tension and finding openness, ease of movement, ease of the flow of awareness and energy throughout. And then for a minute before we come out of our meditation, take that minute to just reflect on the changes that happened over the last 20 to 30 minutes in the body. And your response to that change. And then how it might affect how you go about your day, how you see the world is will be reflected in how you act. All of this rising out of the constant of change that is life. And so over the next few breaths, we'll slowly come out of our meditation. Allow the next inhale to be a little bit deeper. And on the exhale, bring some movement to the fingers, the toes, and the spine. Allow the next inhale to be even deeper. And on the exhale, slowly open the eyes. May all living beings have happiness and its causes. May all be free from unhappiness and its causes. May all dwell in equanimity, free from attraction or aversion. And may all quickly find the great happiness that lies beyond all misery. And may all enjoy inner and outer peace now and forever. Namo Amidofo. All right. Nice to see you all. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.